Well, on the 12th of December 2014, it was a Saturday night, and I went to a restaurant by myself. I was a newer widower, and I had been on Plenty of Fish for maybe 2 weeks, and I went out with a couple ladies for coffee. Anyway, so I went to the Irish Times. It's an Irish bar, and Black Angus was playing some music. So I was at the bar watching a hockey game, and here comes Susan and her friend Allison. They walked in, and the way I see it is from the song from the Lone Star, with legs up to her neck, and I was just in awe how beautiful she was.
Aww.
And I said I've got to go and ask her for a dance. So I looked back, and she was only sitting a few feet away on my right hand side, and they had ordered dinner, so they were having dinner. So I waited until they finished their meal, and I tapped her on the shoulder and said, "Would you like to dance?" And she said yes. So we had one dance, and being a gentleman that I am, I didn't want Allison to feel alone, so I went and asked Allison to also dance, and she said yes. And as soon as that song finished, the band took a break, so I couldn't go back to Susan to ask her again. So I walked back Allison, and I went back to my chair, and I was talking to a couple beside me, and they were going to Quebec City in the winter. They were going there to Ice Castle, and so I became very involved in the conversation with them, all along, kind of glancing over my shoulder now and then to make sure that they were still there. And sure enough, about 20 minutes had passed, and I got a little tap on my shoulder. And Susan said she had a business card in her hand, and I still carry it to this day. And she had a business card in her hand. She says, "If you like to go for coffee, just give me a call." And I said, "Sure will." Oh no! First I said, "Please don't go." And she said, "Well, we have to go." The place was packed, like it was shoulder to shoulder. I understand that. It was pretty crowded in there. Anyway, so they went, and I stayed. But a few days later, I gave Sue a call from that number and from that card. And we made arrangements to have a first date. Our first date was I took her to a restaurant, a nice tapas restaurant. I wanted to get to know her a lot more than just coffee. And so we went there for the first date. The second date was a movie that I let her pick. And it was a new movie, a new release called The Wild. And I didn't know, but Sue was really, really scared she doesn't like blood a lot. So
because I faint.
Yeah. So anyway, so that was the second date. And it worked out okay. On the third date, I had never been to Butcher Gardens.
Oh,
and Sue took me there.
And it was winter. It was Christmas time, so it was really beautiful. And so I said, "Well, why don't I take you on a date?" So that was our third date.
And my dog, is allowed to go there, so that was a bonus. So we went there for
that sealed the deal.
Yeah.
Okay, so well, I was single for a couple of years, I guess, and so yeah, Allison and I went out to the Irish Times that evening for our dinner, and we were there, and we had, and then I caught a glimpse of this man over there who was kind of glimpsing at me also, and I was super attracted to him. I found him to be like very handsome and attractive. I don't know.
Instant connection.
There was
Sometimes there's just a chemistry,
It
right?
was a chemistry thing.
I'm blushing now.
So I'm sitting. Allison and I are sitting there, and I'm like, Allison, that guy. Like, I'm really attracted to him. Anyway, lo and behold, he asks me to dance. And he asked Allison, and I'm like, oh, I guess he's not that into me. Anyways, but he was. So then, of course, the band stopped, and then we thought, like, it was really busy in there, and it was time to go. And so anyway, so the waitress comes up, and we said, we're gonna pay, and we need our check.
Chloe was the waitress.
And turns out, I said to Chloe, I said, you see that guy over there? And she said, yeah. And I said, like, any red flags? Like, is this, does he hang out here? Like, you think he's a nice guy? Have you ever seen him before? Like, can you tell me anything about him? So she's like, nah, I think I might have seen him once, but no, I think he seems nice, but from what she knew. And of course, I didn't know Chloe at the time. This was just, anyway. Yeah. So we're paying. And I said to Allison, though, I said, I don't really want to leave here and risk never seeing this man again. Because, like, I really find
connected with him.
I find him really sweet. So I got up the nerve, and I got my business card, which had, like, my cell phone number, I guess. And I walked over and tapped him on the shoulder and said, hello. I said, my friend and I are leaving now, and I just wanted to thank you for the dance and say, we're on our way, and if you ever, like, want to go for coffee, let me know. And he said, oh, are you single? And I said, yes. And he said, oh, well, don't go. And I had never introduced, I dated a couple people casually, a couple times, whatever, but I knew Josh was different. And, like, right away, I introduced him to Mary, my daughter, and my family, which I hadn't introduced anyone to them before, and because there was really no one. But then Josh, before meeting me, he had previously planned to go on a holiday. Yeah. And he was going to be gone for 2 months, for January and February. So that was a bit sad, because now, we had just met and he was going to be leaving. Anyway, long story short, he invited me, and I went down to meet me. Meet you in Arizona for about 9 days.
10 days, yes.
10 days.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that was really fun. Yeah. And we had a really nice time, and we went to Sedona for a couple of days. And
Sedona's beautiful.
Yeah, so then it was time for me to come back to Victoria, and Josh was like, oh, I guess I'll be back at the end of February. And because he had actually rented out his home.
So I didn't have a home to stay.
Yeah, he couldn't really come back before the end of February because his house was occupied. And I kind of casually said, well, I guess if you end up arriving in Victoria prior to the end of February, like, you're welcome to stay at my place. He said, oh.
But you also said that Valentine's Day was February 14.
Well, we knew that was around the corner as well. So I think I left Arizona on
about the 9th or the 10th.
Yes, and he dropped me at the airport in Phoenix and actually just hit the highway, and he was home in like
3 days.
3 days.
For Valentine's Day.
I arrived there on February 13 at about 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah, so he arrived
just in time.
A little bit surprising that he got there that fast, but that was okay. That was great. So Josh and Hatchie, our dog, who is like 75 pounds, stayed at my place until he could get his place back at the end of February. So we kind of snuck. No, Hatchie, I guess she was more than. I mean, dogs were welcome in my building, but I don't know if big dogs were. But anyways.
Yeah, there's a size restriction.
Anyway, we snuck Hatchie in there, so that was great.
Yeah.
And then, March 1st came and he got his house back, but he didn't leave. So a few days went by. I'm like, isn't it March yet? Like, not that I want you to go, but anyways, the rest is history.
I kind of knew after the first date for sure.
After the first date?
Oh yeah, after maybe the first 3 dates for sure. Yeah, but when she walked in, I told you, like, I was like, I have to know that girl.
Yeah.
It was just, I don't know, I just knew that for some reason I saw
you needed to connect with her.
I saw the smile. She's got a beautiful smile. And I said, I need to connect with her. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I was extremely attracted to Josh physically at first, which is just physical, I didn't really know him. In fact, when he called me like a day or 2 days after we met that night, and I heard his French accent. I didn't even hear that the first night. Like, I mean,
Right, yeah.
I was like, anyway, I am used to hearing people with French accents, so it didn't really even dawn on me that he had it. But anyways, I don't know. I just, it was just really, it was very, it happened very quickly. And then when he came back, like, it was all like whirlwind. It was like all really
A
wonderful.
whirlwind romance.
Yeah,
It
well,
really happened, kind of. Like, I mean,
it
these
happened.
dates.
It was moving so quickly, and it kind of took me aback. It's like, holy crap, this is wonderful, but it wasn't. It was just it kind of caught me off guard, I guess. So anyway, he stayed at my place, and then I ended up moving in.
In
We
July,
moved back to.
June or July.
But-
Yeah, since February 13, I don't think we've been apart a whole lot. We are here just for a short time on Earth, and I think life is too important to, and love's too important to not be able to give love or getting love back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so don't
Don't hesitate.
Don't hesitate in trying. We're in love, and we know that, you know, I'm getting older, and you know, I may not be here one day, but like, it's about being in love and about, you know, respect and enjoying each other's company. Like, we really enjoy each other's
We
company.
do. I think that when you find someone who you really connect with, and
To go for it.
yeah, to go for it. That is my advice, because I talk to other women that are single, and they go, oh, I can't be bothered dating. Like, there's,
Yeah.
you know, or they're on some kind of dating website, and they really give up on it. They don't even check. And I understand that that's a really hard route to go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have to be prepared to, I guess you kind of have to work it, I guess. Not work it, but like
Try different avenues.
try
Yeah.
different avenues, and be
Yeah.
very cautious if you're dating, you know, you're
Yeah.
connecting with people online. You
Yeah.
definitely, so there is definitely a bit of a risk to meet people. And even when I met Josh, the next thing we
Yeah.
were going to like a quiet, dark restaurant. I'm like, what happened
Isn't
here?
that dark?
No. Anyways, it was really, really nice. And I didn't feel at all, it kind of broke some of my rules if I met someone to go for coffee,
Right.
but somehow it felt okay.
It felt okay, yeah. So to follow your gut, then, is the
I
other
followed
thing.
my
Follow
gut.
your
Yeah,
gut,
I definitely followed my gut on that. And
There you go.
and for me, it was the timing was
perfect.
really perfect. And so I was lucky.